Hey, I'm Chris, CK Woodworks. Thank you for checking out my video. Today I'm making Poppy's hammer from League of Legends. This build was very challenging for me, not only due to the sheer size of the thing, but the level of detail and trying to recreate something. It's not a nerd rage kind of build, so there's going to be a lot of inconsistencies with the game. Sorry, deal with it. I think the person I made this for is going to love it. It's supposed to be a memento. I don't think it's strong enough to actually smash anything, but it's going to look good hanging up on a shelf or something. So with that, I'm going to jump into the video. Stick around to the end. After my boards were done going through the planer, I had a technical error with the camera. You didn't miss much. I just squared up all 4 of my pieces. Now I'm going to go ahead. I need to drill a couple holes in them now, which will be apparent later. And then I'm going to go ahead and start trying to scoop it out. The biggest thing I'm going for here is consistency. I have the curve on my side. You can't see it on the camera. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the height of my blade dialed in perfect, and then I'm going to go through and run the other 3 pieces on both sides at that height. I'll move it in a little bit, repeat the process. You can generally see the curve I'm going for here. It's not as smooth, not as consistent across them as I was hoping, but I can work with this. This is the point where you say hello to my little friend, the angle grinder. That's what I'm going to use to try to hog out most of the material. There it is in all its glory. That was pretty intense. I've already sanded it down too, went through 60, went through 120, and it's fairly smooth. Once I cut these apart and glue them into a square, that's when we'll really see how smooth I got it. That's the next step. Let's get moving. As I'm getting set up for that second cut, you can see I realize I have a problem. Due to that curve, I have nothing to ride against the fence. I'm really glad my face is not in the frame, because it probably has a pretty dumb look on it. Luckily, I remembered I have these special clamps that allow you to attach a straight board to whatever you're trying to run through your table saw. I've had them forever, but it's the first time I've actually used them. I think I got these at Rockler. So while that finishes setting up, I'm going to go ahead and start doing some of the lathe work for the handle. Okay, so almost as soon as I got to work, my SD card was full. Now, a good YouTuber probably would have done something about that. Maybe even been prepared for it ahead of time. But you're watching it. So, I've got all 3 of the pieces I need for my handle turned down on the lathe. Basically, they've got tenons in them. so I'll be able to fit this all together. This part will actually go up inside the head, so the head has something to mount to. I don't want it to break off. I know it may seem small, but due to this being hollow, there's a lot of weight taken off. It's not very heavy at all. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stand this thing down with it finally glued together. You can see the high spots where it was deceiving earlier. I do have some gaps to fill. Might end up taking some wood filler or something to it. Sand down the head. These were sanded down while they're on the lathe. I'm going to go ahead and color these now and then get to gluing them up. So I got halfway through painting that and realized I can't stand the color and decided to sand it all down and stain it instead of paint it, because that is just the way with which I roll. Then I got halfway through staining it and realized, why am I staining this right now? I'm probably going to have to fix a lot of it, redo a lot of it. Oh well, I'm going to keep rolling. Next thing, I'm going to start working on these end caps. I got a couple of these panels already glued up. Just got to clean them up, shape them, run them through the table saw, planer, and attach them. Earlier in the video, when I had my 4 big butcher's blocks, I drilled some holes right down the middle. I said, remember this, I'll use it later. Here it is. I need to find a way to attach that handle to the head. I want to find the center here. That would be extremely difficult the way it is now. So I've already got those holes. I know where my center is. I can drill it from here. This thing's starting to come together now. It's about the size I was hoping it would come out to be. Definitely getting excited because we're getting towards the end. Now everybody's favorite part, I have a butt ton of sanding to do and then I can refinish this thing. going at it, my SD card filled up again. We've already talked about this, and you know how it is. That's the first time I've ever had that happen twice in the same project, so that should tell you what all is going into this. But so to recap, finished sanding these, took a Dremel tool to do the little designs in there, and then stained it. So now I'm gonna drill some dowels in the back. I've already got my holes in here from earlier. Mount these to the hammer. Just finish up a couple little things, and I'm almost done with this. So there it is, all said and done. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't feel like this build was exactly my A game. I don't feel it really represents what I'm capable of. There was a lot of mistakes. There were a lot of issues during the build. Some of it came down to my time. Some of it came down to my plan. If the video seemed all over the place, well, it's because the project was. Most of the time, just winging it, it turns out just fine. Like, I have a general idea of what I want to do, and I adjust as necessary, and it usually works out for me. This time, it really got in my way. So next time I do a build like this, I probably want to plan it out a lot better. I still did the best I could. To the general public, I think it's going to pass inspection, but I know if another woodworker, another craftsman, another creator gets up close to it, they're going to see the flaws in it. But I still poured my heart and soul into this thing. I'm ready to hand it over, and to be honest, I'm glad it's done. Please let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching. See you next time.